dum, 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 dum. I don't know whose thing this is. What did I even edit then if I don't know whose it is? Dun 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 dun. Anyway, we should be good. Hello? Yeah, we're fine. I'm just gonna turn my TV down. My new TV. There we go, that's a bit loud. Welcome to the return show, a day delayed because my fucking previous TV died. So I'm on a new one in glorious 4K resolution. And opening with a tag match, we got Never Gonna Stop versus Dark Side of Heaven. We're live, pal! We're finally fucking live. I'm gonna be busy posting the bloody link. Excuse me. Search for and claymore you, but land on steps. It'll probably happen. Okay, there we go. I'm doing the Discords first and then everywhere else. I don't want people to know that I'm on social media. Shit, wait. I also apologize if I sound a bit under the weather. I'm just not feeling great physically for some reason. Like, I just finished washing dishes because I've had dinner. And I don't feel great physically, but then again, I also felt a bit sick earlier. Not like super mega sick, but I've had a pretty bad cough for like bits of today. And to be honest, I've had a shitty week. Just in general, so yeah. Ugh, anyway. Oh, I just realised what I could have started this with. We're finally back, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. We're bringing you a brand new rhyme. Comes off from Major with that super kick. Anyway, that's the Discord's posted. Now everywhere else that isn't the Discord's. Oh, nice knee. I just found out Diamond Commonwealth may be put in men's tag division. But they're women. I keep the men's and the women's tag division separated in my bed. Christ on a pole, that's loud. Dyson with a stun gun, that floats. Yeah, post on Facebook, now for the Instagram. There's the hot tag, there's Kyle in. I think that's all 4 men have been in this match now. Lovely back suplex. I think the best thing about watching these matches is that I can see their nipples move in higher resolution. We only have one women's tag team. We aren't roster builders like you. We're pole. Just do what I do and still without asking, then apologise later. It's part of why I'm not getting 2K26 as well, because there's 200 like wrestler slots in that. Like, no. I am an expert in that. How did you know? Not like you have prior experience with it, you know. Not like I've stolen 2 of your wrestlers. And, you know, treated them fairly well or anything without asking you. We have a good roster, not a big one. Yeah. Well, a good roster and also all of my wrestlers are there too. Nice little slam there. Deanna is good because we have the Commonwealth. We need to do jobbers somehow. I mean, yeah, you want jobbers, you got the Commonwealth. By the way, to clear it up, in terms of war attrition qualifiers, none on the AVW half tonight, only on the PBW half, because Cutting Edge was an AVW pay-per-view and had 2 qualifiers on it, so... yeah. One of which was a squash, the other one was actually alright. And Amber murdered Kenzie, I felt so bad. Submission attempt, we have a kendo stick from Azure. I like saying this to myself like earlier today or yesterday as well when it comes to like past couple of pay-per-views. Capture the Crown was weird in a sort of silly and fun way. Cutting Edge was weird in a please get away from me before I call the police sort of way. It was still okay. I mean, that's some good matches. That women's four-way was great. The match between Bella and Hikaru is my pick for match of the night. That wasn't completely horrible stuff, but I don't know, man. Compared to the last couple of Cutting Edges, they should have been better, honestly. That was the main feeling throughout that entire pay-per-view. Should have been better. I didn't book anything for Cutting Edge, I usually do at least something. I've been booking most of the stuff myself because I know that you and everyone else is busy. I don't know if I should feel bad about that because, like... I like having you all around to help, obviously. But I'm also aware that you can't... Oh, God! That was a bit of kendo stick as well. But I'm also aware that, like... because of how busy you are, you're not always able to do that. And I've never been the type to be like, oh well, if you don't have time for this, just go live your life, or be responsible. No, if you've got real life shit to do, it's completely understandable. Like I've never been the kind of person to hold that against people. Or if they just simply don't want to be around, it's like, okay, yeah, you don't have to, like, yeah, it's chill, yeah. But even if they just don't want to be around or don't think they're contributing something, like with Fen and Mikey, holy shit, Dark Side of Heaven won a match, Jesus. But like, in that situation, it's like, yeah, okay, no, it happens. Sorry, I'm shocked that Dark Side of Heaven won a match. That never happens. Hopefully, Kenzie gets some redemption here. Against a former AVW Women's Champion, Kenzie. And Maggie Smith. I'm shocked Lenton missed it. I know. All three of us wrestlers are in the opening 2 matches. If he joins now, I'm gonna, like, your team won, but Maggie's probably gonna lose if we're sticking to the curse. Although, if it's really cursed, then Kenzie's probably gonna lose, which is a shame, because I kind of wanted to win, just in general. Like, I'm still, like, this is a very me thing, right? That match she had at Cutting Edge last season, in Season 7, for the Limitless title, between her and Emma Barkley, was fucking great. You're not booked. Sorry, Charlie. I haven't even downloaded the You Will Be Booked, Don't Worry, Revenge. I'll probably book you next week. But I still haven't downloaded the updated version of Kenny that you made, so I'm going to do that after the show's over. I was going to do it earlier, but then got sidetracked and then had dinner. And had to wash up. He's jumping through the NXT parking lot. You going to be a masked assailant? I'm booking you against me, by the way, no DQ. Wait, who are you booking against you? Conor Gates or Diego Ryan? Yes! That'd be a good triple threat, to be honest. You know, fuck it, we'll do that next week. Good start from Kenzie. I'm still pissed about getting the wrong time with the delivery. Like, twice that happened. Yeah, no, the thing is, like, initially I was told, I told you this in TMs, like, the new TV was due between 7 AM and 7 PM. Then, like, last night, I was told it was due between 11:30 and 2 PM. Like, 11:30 in the morning and 2 PM in the midday. And afternoon is whatever. And yeah, I get up around, like, between 10:30, maybe a bit later than 10:30, so I had time. Right? I was sat there until 2 o'clock. It didn't show up until, like, 3:05. And then me and my dad spent, like, a solid 40 minutes, 50 minutes getting everything set up. And getting rid of the old TV as well. Pardon me? Yeah. They ruined my bit, I know, the bastards. Oh, by the way, there is a reason I put this match together. I'm not going to go into why. But this leads to something at War of Attrition. I'm not going to say more. But it will be fun. Nice crossbody from Maggle. You had good improvising, you did, yeah. Oh great, the big ladder across the announce desk. I can't wait for that to not be fucking used. Maggle makes me think of Mikey, that's why I said it that way. I say Maggle so much because I used to watch What Culture and Cultaholic a lot, and obviously King Ross. And he would refer to Michael Cole as Maggle because JBL was his commentary partner for such a long time. And he said Maggle. M-A-G-G-L-E. Nice deadlift German there from Maggie, not Maggle. So, yeah, because of that. In fact, because of What Culture in general, I rediscovered a love for wrestling and how fucking weird it can be. I don't think, I've said how I got into, like, core, right, and how I got fully back into wrestling in 2016. I've been, like... I would say I've been, like, a dipping in and out fan since 99. And I only say 99 because that was the year I can remember, like, the first significant wrestler death I was told. Because it was around the time that happened, which was Owen Hart's death at Over the Limit, I think it was. Oh, great counter for Kenzie, but yeah. And I was a huge Owen Hart fan. I was only 7 years old, so I didn't know everything there was to know about wrestling. But I knew I was a big fan of the Harts. I was a fan of Brett and Owen, and I loved Owen so much. Even as a little 7-year-old. Like, yeah, finding out about his passing really hit me. The next wrestler death I remember distinctly after that was Eddie Guerrero. Which also fucking sucked, because I was a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. I was not wanted by anyone, so I made my own friend. No! Close kick out. But yeah, like, I've been a fan of wrestling more or less since I was a kid. I just didn't fully lock in until a decade ago. By the way, please let AJ Styles have his retirement match at WrestleMania. Let him come out of his retirement for one more match at WrestleMania. Please. Him retiring in Saudi Arabia? No. I still heavily disagree with that. Good knees. I want Finn versus... I would love Finn versus AJ as AJ's last match. Why Mania when you could do Slammiversary? Hashtag TNA Glazer. Fucking hell. That was close. I nearly spilled my water all over my laptop. And now I need to get a cloth to clean my coaster. Oh, TNA is Tessa Blanchard. Oh yeah, I forgot she returns. I hated her return as well because she posted a picture of like a plane with a sign on it or like writing on the side of it that said "Get over it." Like, no. Oh, Mickey James. I like Mickey James. Kenzie with the win. Happy about that. Really wanted that to happen. I was right about the curse kicking in for Lantern as well. I'm gonna clean this watery mess up as we go to our next match, Broken Duel versus Harris. Will Duel lose again? We'll see. I'm back. Starting now, in a moment, from now on, from this moment, this is the Genesis of Gates. But really, what is a mustache? Bit of hair on the upper lip. I don't have a mustache, but I have the best mustache in the world. And none of these people will ever have one. Oh god. I love bad promos. Not intentionally. Like, they're not supposed to be bad. But they just wind up bad and becoming parts of, like, wrestling internet culture. Like, oh... like, any Sid promo, any Scott Steiner promo... I know you love sugar, but I ain't got no donuts. I ain't got no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none. What do you think I do? Play the guitar? I can't play the guitar. I have half the brain that you do. Yes, I love that one. Oh, jumping Jeff Farmer as well. I hate when things aren't going my way. Bless him. He tried. Owen and Hogan, the best promo that Hogan has cut is, do you think I was just the right gay guy? The Miz Diva Search, yeah. I need to rewatch that TLC, man. Like, I saw the newest one they did of Best Mania video packages. I need to watch the bad promos one. Like, the Miz Diva Search one was great. Do you know the thing though, when it comes to Mania, like, WrestleMania video packages and stuff? I think if they were just doing, like, wrestling video packages in general, or WWE video packages at least, I would have given it some Money in the Bank 2011 for Punk and Cena's match. Like, no joke, after that video was over, I watched it on the toilet and I was like, oh man, this is still as good as it ever was. Like, it's my personal pick for best video package of all time. If we're going for best Mania video package, oh, it's... I mean, there's always the top three. Suffering Succotash. That is a bad promo, to be fair. Like, if we're talking about Mania video packages, then obviously the top three are the Monster package from 30, Running Up That Hill from 26, and My Way from X7. The fucking wink, who's it for? Apparently it was for Dean Ambrose or something. Like, if the episode of TLC is to be believed, because I think Tempest was part of the episode, I think he says that that was, like... I think he explains that that was the wink. Unless I'm getting it wrong, because I know Sullivan was on that episode. I think Pete was on that episode. I think it was Tempest as well to write it out. Also, just as a human being, I love Sullivan Bar Brown so much. Oh, nice Alabama Slam. But yeah, I think in terms of WrestleMania video package... man, I think just because in terms of... If we're just looking at it from a pure art standpoint, maybe Running Up That Hill? But, like, I don't know, I always feel something whenever I watch the video, the Monster package, so maybe that. Like, My Way would be higher. It would be the number one if it weren't for the fucking bit with Deborah. It's so dumb. His shots are too tight, really. Ooh! Interesting variant on the face buster. Also, like the You Are the Authority promo. Fuck that one in particular. It still hasn't rung true. I think Harris might have done it. No! They can't make Duel die. Oh god. Why is this match against Duel better than the one he had against Will at Cutting Edge? This makes no sense to me. Oof. Oh, and the chop. Lariat! John Cena fight speech. Oh, yeah. Every fucking time with that one. Oh, and the Bella's one. I wish you died in the womb. And the fucking racist promo from Triple H. Here's my personal take on it, right? I think that Jinder Mahal's racist promo, and also, is that Heath Slater or the chick from Wendy's? Fuck you, guy who wants to have a job. Yeah, I've seen that video so many times. But, like, I think that the Jinder Mahal racist promo on Shinsuke Nakamura is way worse than Triple H's one on Booker T. Because the thing is, right, there was the overtone of, like, you know, Triple H telling Booker you don't belong here because of him being, I hate gingers too. I'll tell you why. Because Triple H's one against Booker is horrible, but it could have been also misconstrued if you didn't know at the time of him saying he doesn't want Booker T around, not because he's black, but because he was a WCW guy for a long time. You know, he doesn't have what it takes. But, like, he also said slightly racist things. I think Jinder's takes the cake in the terms of racism Because in 2017, when it was far less excusable, on the, like, go-home show, or, like, during the feud with Shinsuke Nakamura leading to SummerSlam, he said, "You rook stupid." Like, seriously, using English in a heel promo? Fuck you sincerely, whoever came up with that. It was probably Vince. I hate that so much more than, like, you know, the nappy hair thing. Anyway, next up, Corey Torado vs. Lizara. Jinder goes, "You're Japanese? Well, let me pull out everything I can." I know. They're both fucking bad promos. But I wasn't as much of a fan of wrestling at the time, during Triple H and Booker T's one. And again, like, that one was a bit more subtle, it's still gross. The one in 2017, in particular, though, felt like such a massive fuck you to Shinsuke. In fact, most of Shinsuke's main roster career has felt like a huge fuck you to him. Like, he held the IC title for ages and never defended it. "I wish you died in the womb, the way it was said makes me laugh." Yeah, the delivery, like, really helps it, because it's still a bad promo. But, I mean, the Ballas have always been bad at everything. So, like... Yeah, I think that's why women's wrestling took longer than men's wrestling in, like, modern Western, you know, in more mainstream Western companies than it took for men's wrestling to get off the ground. Fucking hate Primo! I know. I hate the song too, it's bad. But, like, I think part of the reason that women's wrestling took so long to get off the ground is because if you didn't look a certain way, Vince was not going to make you, like, feel important. Because there were some that did look a certain way but could actually go in the ring. Like, you know, you look at Lita and Trish Stratus and, like, you know, the less conventional choices like Motley Holly. Like, they did everything they could to elevate their fucking stock. Then we entered the Divas era, and it was so rough. And that was, like, around the first time I was trying to fully get into wrestling. For context, it was the first time I'd gotten a wrestling game on my own that I can remember, because I got the first ever SmackDown vs. Raw when that came out. And at the time, you know, horny teenager, I didn't care that women were being objectified in this video game. I wasn't watching the actual wrestling, so I didn't give a shit. But, like, looking back now, it was like, part of my gross behaviour, sure, but also very gross behaviour from WWE. Like, the Ruthless Aggression era is just... ugh. Less said about it, the better. And you still have people from that period that could go, like, Melina's, like, the big one to me. Mickie James as well. And obviously in modern wrestling, you've got so many that are so fucking good at everything, you know. Like Bayley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. You know, going to AEW, you've got Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, Willow Nightingale, but that's just because I'm a huge fan of Willow. Melina's entrance, I always find cool. Same! Sling Blade, drop kick. But yeah, there was a huge gap in talent when it came to women's wrestling. And I wish I'd watched TNA more during the Divas era, because TNA actually had a good women's division, and treated them with at least a bit of respect. Granted, it also shows that a lot of that was built from, like, former WWE women who, again, extremely talented, were not given, like, the opportunities in WWE that they were given in TNA. The paparazzi was a cool touch, yeah. Basically what I'm trying to say is that Vince McMahon doesn't understand wrestling, and he never did. But I don't think that needs to be cleared up, but yeah. Didn't understand wrestling venue, it's put on a show. That I can't argue with. Until the later years, that I can't argue with. I will say Vince McMahon understood wrestling a little bit better than Vince Russo did. Oh, God, that was terrible. That was like a crossbody, but she just sort of chopped her in the nose. It was really weird looking. Seth versus Fiend Hell in Cell DQ finish still gets my blood boiling. That is so... That is such a stupid decision to me. Like, why would you DQ someone for kicking too much ass? Oh, Blood Moon, nice. COVID was the breaking point, no fans to distract from the crap he was booking. I mean, let's not forget that Baron Corbin murdered Rey Mysterio at Money in the Bank. Eliza with a fairly easy win. I don't remember who said it, but I agree with them. How do you get DQ'd in a fucking cell? I think that was Sean Waltman who said that. Yeah, no, I think it was X-Pac. Because I think he did a reaction with... I don't remember who, but I think Johnny Gargano was there too, because I think it was Waltman and like some NXT people, I'm not sure. Anyway, next up, Diamond Commonwealth is Velvet Plague. But yeah, again, that's still a bad... Do you know another decision I still don't agree with? Weirdly, there's two decisions I still don't agree with. Both are to do with the New Day, right? First one isn't Mania 32. That was my first, like, full Mania back in 2016, because that's when it came out. Yeah, lots of wrestling on both shows. I double booked it. But, like, in 2016, obviously, the New Day had a match against the League of Nations, which was such a bad faction, to be honest. And it was a non-title match at WrestleMania, and despite having the best entrance of Mania, the New Day did. Like, their entrance fucking ruled. They lost? Somehow? And I don't understand why. Like, they really should have won. I get the titles won on the line, but they really should have won. And then Mania 38, man. Like, with the Big E injury still fresh in everyone's minds, with Kofi and Xavier walking out in Big E style, like, gear singlets. After the Big E thing. And Big E's retired now. He's confirmed his retirement. He's not coming back to wrestling. And for the New Day to lose to the Brawling Brutes at WrestleMania. Man, I still heavily despise that decision. I always forget the Iconics entrance and then it pops me. I'm glad the Iconics are back. Didn't they go to, like, Stardom recently or something? They appeared... I know they appeared in AEW, but they appeared in a Japanese women's promotion as well, and I can't remember which one it is. But, like, holy fuck, imagine the house burning downing that they could do over there. God bless the Iconics. They were in Thailand also, awesome. Why did Victoria just run right into the referee? That was weird. I have a hot take I usually get grilled for. I would like to hear it. One, who can't? Because I have some hot takes. Yeah, I've said them, people have probably heard them. I hate AJ Lee's theme, it gets winners. Yeah, like, that's the same point Luke Owen made again in that Bad Themes video. Like, AJ Lee as a character is a really good wrestling character, but she needs a better theme. Like, her theme feels like it was for someone else. Like Luke says in that video, it feels like it was a song for Kelly Kelly, it just wound up going to AJ Lee for some reason. It does not fit her as a character at all. It's also just not a good song besides that, but like, it's not fitting of the person it's attached to. Like, give her sort of like a female-led, like, emo punk theme, you know? Or better yet, give her This Fire Burns. Right, that'd be a cool choice. Give her that. But like the one she has, and I guess she kept the same one when she returned. I guess Def Rebel didn't make it, which is sort of the positive, but like, yeah. I still laugh at how he had to give a jacket to not be demonetized. I don't care about monetization, but it just makes more sense to keep the jacket on. Just watch TNA instead, fair point. I mean, TNA does have Santana. Box tag. Oh no, Lauren rolled out the way of the kendo stick. Watch TNA. I do until Tessa. Fuck Tessa. Fuck Tessa indeed. Also, like, sort of speaking of that, fuck Marty Skull. But I'm a huge Hangman Page fan. And I don't know how to feel about that whole thing. It's not a conversation I'm going to have, because I'm probably going to be like told I'm wrong. But I'm just going to say I still like Hangman, I'll leave it at that. I don't know if I agree with him running the Cody step against MJF at Revolution though. Especially because I don't think Hangman should have won the match against Andrade, I think Andrade should have won. Because there's the thing, right, if Hangman loses to MJF, and he's probably going to, like, what do you do after that? That was a short-ass match. Look, I understand it's someone who had a lot of influence in your career, but don't go posing for a photo with him after what he's done, yeah. And also the details in general are, like, extremely blurry. Because first there's the whole, like, girl being underage argument, right? And I feel gross for saying this. Especially because, like, I don't think this should be the case, right? But, like, the age of sexual consent in the UK is 16. And apparently the encounter was consensual. I still think it should be 18, like it is in the States. Because to me it's just weird that it's lower than that. But, like, I don't think we have everything. But, like, not even addressing it, you know, like, after denying the allegations and saying that the encounter was consensual, like, we haven't heard anything about it from him since, because he just went off the radar, and we haven't heard anything from the girl, either. And it's just a really fucking weird situation. Like, I'm definitely not excusing what Marty did, but, like, he needs to give a better explanation than, you know, besides the fact that they were both drunk and it was a consensual encounter, like... Consensual, it's still a minor, yeah. And that's where the age laws, like, are so fucking weird to me with it. Because I think it happened in the UK, like, given the time frame and where Marty was, I think he was still working for Progress, so... I think... Like, again, it's fucking gross, by the way. Because if it's not, like... If you take away also as soon as drunk, you legally cannot consent. Exactly, I was just about to say that. Like, if you take away the fact that if you take away the age factor, there is the, like, drunk and consent factor. And taking advantage of someone who's, like, intoxicated in any way, even if they do give consent, is not right. Like, that is the major wrongdoing to me. Like, taking advantage of it. Even with the consent, you've gotta, like... I don't care how fucking out of your head you are with, like, drugs or alcohol or whatever. If you're in that situation and the other person says yes, you have to tell yourself no, I think. Like, you shouldn't, like, let what you want get in the way of it. Like you just said, like, as soon as drunk, consent is, like, bam, non-factor, you know, completely off the table. So yeah, like, it's a really fucking horrible situation. I'm still a fan of Hangman, you know, but, like, that did not paint him in the best light. Unconscious people don't want tea. Exactly! Yeah, if I'm gonna have tea, I'm gonna be fully fucking awake. So, yeah, that's, like, you know... I don't even know what else to say about that. Just, like... Oh, and, like, Mike even pointed out in the CPW server as well that most of the Elite still follow Marty on, like, social media and are still friends with them. And I'm assuming by most of the Elite, I'm assuming Cody's not on that list, because even though he was part of the Elite, he's also the only member of the Elite wrestling for WWE. So, you know, if we're going off that assumption, that means the Bucks, that means Kenny, and that means probably... No, that... Yeah, no, that would have covered all of them, because already went over Hangman. The last option would have been Cody, and I just went over why it couldn't be him. It could still be him, you don't know. Look, you do what you want, but don't harm people with it. Exactly. God, Jamie laying the beating on Ray. Like, if I might go back to this whole the whole speaking out thing, right? I do want to, like, point out the thing with Keith Lee, because he said, like, during that movement, once he was, like, sexually approached by a woman at a bar who used some racist and like, certain language against him that he was not comfortable with. And Keith was in a committed relationship with Mia Yim at the time. They weren't married at the time, I don't think. But, like, I get that Keith Lee is an incredibly sexy man. I've seen him, absolutely would, you know? But regardless of his status, and regardless of like, how he looks and stuff, you don't just go to someone and behave that way. You know? And I think, like, part of the story he gave is that the woman who tried to... yeah, have a way with him, like, apparently maybe slipped something in his drink, but he, like, caught it, or, like, the bartender caught it or something. I don't remember the full thing, but, like, why would you try and hurt Keith Lee of all people? He's a lovely bloke. I hope he comes back to wrestling soon. Okay, ladder across. Jamie on ladder, and I can't wait for it to not be used in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, like, the entire speaking out movement was fucking well done to, like, all the people that got cut off. Like, no, sorry, not well done, son. Like, well done to the people for taking accountability and cutting those people off, you know. Especially when it came to, obviously, Joey Ryan and, David Starr as well. I wasn't big fans of those two either, in the first place. So, yeah, no, fuck the power run. I think Joey's still finding work? I don't think David is. I hope he isn't. Five. Also, that like, with anything I've said, I hope I got the message I'm trying to convey across clearly. You know, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna stop talking about it now. Okay, is Jamie gonna go up top and do anything? No. Of course he isn't. Throws the bin on him. Oh, right into the table. Holy fuck, I think that bashed his head off the edge of the announce table there. Also, the new Chris Van Vliet interview dropped. Like, I don't watch his full interviews, but according to the highlights thing, because I get those on Instagram, it's Eva Marie. Why? The clothesline there from Jamie, but like, that's a really weird choice of guest. Considering that, like, you know, this past year alone he's had Kit Wilson, Steve Austin, NMJF, and now Eva Marie. That is a weird downgrade. Ooh, attitude adjustments. They're fighting a lot by the announce table. Oh, the knee, that bust him open. And, oh, Ray's bleeding too. This has been a really good match. Is that gonna be enough? I hope. We'll see. Oh, that was a 1 count? What the fuck? Two, three. Jamie beat the champ. Well, the Chaos champ, but still a champ. And that means I know a match I'm setting up for next week as well. But we'll see how it plays out. That was a pretty solid match, and that's it for the AVW half. God, it's good to be back. I will see you all in a few minutes as I start the, well, after I've set up the PBW half. See you in a few.